Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be talking about skills and character creation in Baldur's Gate 3's early access, what they are, what they do, and which ones you might want to choose. I'm going to try to keep this video very beginner friendly, and as time goes on, we'll do some more advanced guides. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to some YouTube channel members: Banach9, Red6, Boot Polish Gaming, Bruno Quintana, Red Ram Ibsen, Gronk, Mazmu, TRNN, Transinity, Daniel Herbert, and Harry Broadus. I really appreciate you guys. Links to my Twitter and my Discord server will be below. Let's talk skills. Skills in Baldur's Gate 3 are what you will use to overcome a variety of challenges that you face in the game. They represent a specific knowledge, and if a character is proficient in a skill, it demonstrates their focus on that aspect. Each skill is associated with an ability, and the abilities are Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. However, there are no skills under the Constitution ability. The Strength ability has the Athletics skill. Dexterity has Acrobatics, Sleight of Hand, and Stealth. Intelligence has Arcana, History, Investigation, Nature, and Religion. Wisdom has Animal Handling, Insight, Medicine, Perception, and Survival. And Charisma has Deception, Intimidation, Performance, and Persuasion. Gaining proficiency in any of these skills will give you a proficiency bonus when a challenge comes up in the game dealing with that specific skill that you're proficient in. In early access, your proficiency bonus will be +2 for your entire playthrough. However, when the official game comes out, that should increase to +3 at character level 5 and +4 at level 9. So what is this +2 proficiency bonus? This is the number that's going to be added to your die roll when the game presents you with an ability skill check. Your die roll will be the roll of a d20, which is a die with 20 sides on it, and the results of that roll will be put up against a difficulty class number, which is the number assigned to the situation. The game calls it the roll target. If you tie or beat this number, you will succeed in the task. These ability skill checks can happen in dialogue, where you'll get to roll the digital die yourself, or they can happen passively behind the scenes when you're just out exploring. For dialogue, you might be presented with the option for using the Deception skill, which is part of the Charisma ability. If you choose this dialogue option and you have proficiency in the Deception skill, when the game rolls the 20-sided die, your Charisma modifier, which is dependent on how many points you've invested into Charisma, and your proficiency bonus, which is that +2 that we just talked about, will be added to your roll. If you don't have proficiency in the Deception skill, no +2 bonus will be added, giving you a lesser chance for succeeding. Now, when you watch the die being rolled, you might think, well, why isn't it showing the ability modifier and the proficiency bonus being added to the roll like we just talked about? Well, it actually is being added, but it's behind the scenes. Let me explain. The game doesn't show us this part when we're actually rolling. Right here you see a roll target number, or the difficulty class, and this is what you actually have to tie or beat. But what the game does is it takes your ability modifier, which in this case is a +3 in Charisma for my character, and then takes your proficiency bonus if you have the skill Proficiency, which I do in Deception and it's a +2, and then subtracts that from the roll target number and gives us our plain old target number. So therefore we can roll the die and see right away if we failed or succeeded. The modifier and proficiency bonus have already been factored in. Instead of adding it to our roll after we roll, they subtract it from the roll target number. Doing it this way makes it more intense and appealing to the eye, for when we roll the die, we see right away if we failed or succeeded, instead of rolling and then watching math be done. It yields the same results. A passive example of an ability skill check might be when you're walking around and come up to a hidden lever or a magical door opener button, and the game automatically does a perception skill check on you, which deals with the wisdom ability. If you succeed, the game will reveal this hidden button that opens a mysterious door to some sweet loot. If you fail, however, you have to hope that another character in your party will succeed when they get close, and if they don't, whatever is hidden will not be revealed to your party. These types of skill checks automatically go off, and they also just happen behind the scenes. You don't watch the roll of the die like you do in the dialogue skill checks. All you have to know is that if you're proficient in the skill being checked on you, it gives you that +2 to the roll, further increasing your chances of success. So let's talk about how you gain proficiency in skills in character creation, and what ones you might want for yourself. The first tab in character creation is the Origin tab, where at the bottom you will see that you have to select a background. Each background choice gives you proficiency in 2 different skills. For example, the Criminal background gives you Deception and Stealth proficiency. The Entertainer background gives you Acrobatics and Performance skill proficiency, and so on. The only racial choice that currently offers a skill proficiency is the Elf, which grants you the Keen Senses feature, and that gives you proficiency in the skill of Perception, which is a very useful skill, might I add. All of the class choices, however, will come with their own limited list of skills, where you will choose a set amount from that specific list. For example, if you want to play as a Cleric, when you go to the Skills tab, it lets you choose 2 skills from the choices of History, Insight, Medicine, Persuasion, and Religion. If we select the Rogue class and go to the Skills tab, the list is now much larger, and we also get to choose 4 skills with this class. But some of the skills that were offered with the Cleric class are not on the Rogues list. Every class is different, and just because one class lets you choose more, doesn't mean it's better, for that class is likely lacking in other areas of the game. The Rogue class has a huge list and lets you choose 4 skills, which is awesome, but this is also part of being a Rogue. It's a skilled class, and the Rogue doesn't get all of the cool spells and stuff that Clerics get. Another thing that we have to keep in mind that we did mention earlier is that each of these skills is associated with an ability. So when you're rolling to be deceptive in dialogue, and you have proficiency in Deception, you get that +2, but the game is also adding your Charisma modifier to the roll as well. Deception is part of Charisma. So if you only have 8 points in Charisma, which will give you that -1 modifier, in a Deception check, you're going to get that +2 proficiency bonus, but the game is also going to subtract 1 because you have the -1 Charisma modifier. So it's usually a good idea to choose skills that your character has a decent ability modifier to go along with. For example, if you're playing a strength-based great sword wielding fighter and you have 16 in strength, giving you a +3 strength modifier, you might want to ensure that you grab that athletics skill proficiency, for you're going to be exceptionally good when an athletics ability skill check comes up in the game. You're going to get that +2 proficiency bonus as well as a +3 strength modifier. If you're playing as a warlock, which means you should have a good charisma modifier, you might want to have some of the skills associated with charisma, such as deception. However, you might not always be able to or want to choose the skills associated with your primary abilities. For example, maybe you're playing a ranger, which usually focuses on dexterity, wisdom, and constitution, but you really want the investigation and religion skills, which are associated with the intelligence ability. When you distribute your ability points in character creation, you might want to save a couple to get that intelligence up to 10, or maybe even to 12 to get that +1 modifier to go along with your proficiency bonus. And to end this video, if you don't have the game yourself, I'm going to hover over each of the skills individually so you can read the description and kind of get an idea as to what each one encompasses. I don't want to give away too many of my personal experiences with these skills, for discovering them on your own is a big part of the fun in this game. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see some of you guys live on this channel tomorrow to continue my playthrough, and I'll see some of you guys on the next video as well. Until next time.